Welcome to the PCFL Show. On this week's show, we've got highlights from Week 6, previews of Week 7, and 3 quick questions with a couple of Barnstormers. The PCFL Show is brought to you in part by 916 Design Studio. For all your design needs, call 916-747-9255. Also by La Cabana Restaurant in Susu, the best in homestyle Mexican cooking. Call 707-429-5871. This week on 3 Quick Questions, we've got 2 members of the Central Coast Barnstormers. Welcome to the show, guys, and please introduce yourselves.
My name is Jason Russell. I'm with the Central Coast Barnstormers. I'm number 68.
Benro Williams, position cornerback, number 21.
Okay, first question's for Jason. How long have you been with the Central Coast Barnstormers?
I've been with the Barnstormers for about 15 years.
And what is it about the organization that you love most?
Probably the family atmosphere with the team. You know, we're always there for each other. It's always good to go get your aggression out on Saturdays. You know, all that stuff that happens during the week. And you get to go to play football on Saturdays and hit somebody. You know, there's nothing else like it. As long as you stay within the rules, you won't have no trouble.
And Ben, what do you like most about playing the cornerback position?
Corner, you're kind of out there on your own. You know, they call it the island. You're literally on your own. You've got a safety over the top for help sometimes. Maybe a linebacker covering the flats for you or covering the seam for you, but majority of your time you have to depend on yourself. If you're not prepared for it, it's going to show. You're going to get embarrassed or you're going to get beaten. You're going to let your team down. So you've got to give your best effort every single play. No plays off.
Jason, as a longtime Barnstormer, how's the community support?
Our community support is pretty good. In the city of Gilroy, we have a Central Coast Barnstormer Day. That's sponsored by the mayor in the city.
And a bonus question just for fun. Ben, your guy said you used to have a lot of hair. Why'd you cut it?
Yeah, before this year, I actually had 4 years and 5 months worth of hair. So even some of my own teammates didn't recognize me when I came back this year. It just got too much to, it was too much to handle on my own. I started growing it out when I had a girlfriend. I'm single right now, so I had to start going through all these steps and stuff on my own. Washing and conditioning and comb this and brush that, so it was time to go. I got that urge.
Thanks, guys, and good luck with the rest of your season. Now let's get to the highlights. The opening kickoff return results in a fumble, setting up the Outlaws in scoring position. The Assassins hold for a few plays, but the Outlaws' Troy Maybon powers it in for the score. And the point after's good. On their next possession, the Assassins go to punt, but bad snap, an ill-advised toss, and it's a turnover. And 2 plays later, the Outlaws strike through the air from Scotty Cordiar to Terrence Brooks to add 7. Both teams' defenses firm up, trying to gain an advantage. But when the Assassins go to punt, it's blocked and recovered in the end zone by Mike Mather for the touchdown. The Assassins move the ball a few times, but turnovers derail them. The Assassins D tries to give their O an opportunity, but it doesn't stop Tracy White adding 1 more score for the Outlaws. And the Assassins score on a pass play from Ray Pinkston to Randall Lewis. And your final score is East Bay Outlaws 28, Bay Area Assassins 6. The Barnstormers get on the board first as Jamie Jensen hits Dante Mills for the touchdown. Early on, the Barnstormers come up with a key 4th down stop. But it's all for naught as the Fury defense picks it off. Omari Carr gets the Barnstormers in close and Jamie Jensen sneaks it in for the touchdown. After a 2-minute drive by the Fury, Nick Whitaker puts 3 on the board. After an exchange of turnovers to start the third, hard running by Derek Morrison, and passes like this from John Russell to Kyle Providence set the Fury up for another field goal by Nick Whitaker. But the Barnstormers come roaring back as excellent blocking from the offensive line springs Omari Carr for this huge gain. And Dante Mills speeds to the outside to take it in for the touchdown. The Fury start moving the ball again, but obviously not everybody's on the same page as it is picked off by Roy Edwards and taken back for the touchdown. And as the Fury are trying to get back on track, Guy Woodward snatches the ball out of the air for another interception. And a few plays later, Omari Carr makes it look easy from 12 yards out. And Randy Cervantes finishes 4 for 5 on extra points for the day. Javier Pajas adds to the interception total for the Barnstormers. And this run by Dante Mills lets him kill the clock. And your final score is Central Coast Barnstormers 34, Capital City Fury 6. After a Ducks interception, Cody Allen hits Cam Baywa from 13 yards out for the score. And on the next Ducks possession, it's Cody Allen to Cam Baywa again. The Giants got the ball, but the Ducks kept the pressure up and kept the Giants on their heels. At the start of the second quarter, the Bears drive it down and punch it in with Antoine Vaughns. It's 3rd and long for the Giants, and Shaw hits Norman Brooks on the screen, and he takes it 81 yards for the touchdown. The Giants force a Ducks punt, and Javon Cherry runs it in from 8 yards out for the score. The Giants had momentum on their side, and once again, the Ducks special teams comes through. Keyjon Murphy takes the kickoff and takes it to the house. And later in the quarter, Cody Allen throws for his 3rd touchdown of the game. Nearing the end of the 3rd quarter, Anthony Parham of the Ducks picks it off and takes it back 53 yards for the touchdown. And Mort Guyvet caps off the scoring with this 25-yard field goal. And your final score, Delta Ducks 47, Golden State Giants 14. The PCFL Show is brought to you in part by Graves Video Production. Capture life's great moments. Go to gravesvideo.net. Also by HostedSports.com, the only one-stop place for all sports on the web.
You are watching the PCFL Show with your host, Angry Mike.
After a 79-yard kickoff return from Anthony Royal, Kevin Vai hits Royal on a 12-yard rollout for the touchdown. In the second quarter, Ronnie Small runs it in from 14 yards out to tie it up. And on their next series, Small hits Dwayne Smart to take the lead. The Stallions answer back on their next possession as Vai hits Dominique Williams for the touchdown. The Stallions defense forces a 3-and-out, and on the Jaguars punt, the returner loses the ball. But he regains it in the end zone, and he's tackled for a safety. The second half, and the Jags pick up where they left off, and Ronnie Small connects with Dale Mario Williams for the score. But the Stallions answer right back as Vi hits Chris Albright for the touchdown. Extra points good, and they pull within 2. On the next Stallion series, Allen Webster breaks loose for a 43-yard run for the go-ahead score. On the next series, it looks like the Jaguars stop Webster in the backfield, but he doesn't go down, and he drags some of the defenders with him down to the 2-yard line, where Tony Waston punches it in for the score. Danny Betancourt puts the extra point through, and he finishes off 5 for 5 on the day. But the Jags aren't done yet. In the fourth quarter, Ronnie Small runs it in from 3 yards out for the touchdown. Bergendahls point after puts him within 5. But the Stallions' A.J. Hanley comes down with the onside kick. And after a couple of kneel downs, your final score is South Bay Stallions 35, Central Valley Jaguars 30. And in other scores around the league, in a game that changed leads many times, the California Rhinos defeated the Solano Chiefs 42-38. Let's take a look at our top performers of the week.
You're watching the PCFL Show.
Let's dig into the Week 7 previews. The East Bay Outlaws have the bye this week, so we'll get more of them in next week's preview. The Delta Ducks seem to have it all. Good running game, good passing game, outstanding special teams, and a solid defense that can keep the pressure up. The big question is, from here on out, how are they going to handle being the lone unbeaten team in the league? The Chiefs have shown an outstanding ability to move the ball in the air with Alton Seymour. Their wide receivers are a little banged up, so are they going to be able to do that against a tough Ducks defensive secondary? And if not, can they get the run game going? The Delta Ducks take on the Solano Chiefs this Saturday. Vaca Christian High School kickoffs at 1 o'clock. Sponsored by Vaca Christian Sports Complex Rentals. The Assassins have had success this season on the field, just not on the scoreboard. Can they avoid the mistakes and the turnovers that have plagued them and cost them wins? The Stallions, meanwhile, are coming in off an impressive win against the Jaguars. They showed they could run the ball as well as pass it, as well as create opportunities with their defense. The Bay Area Assassins take on the South Bay Stallions this Saturday. Kickoffs at 1:30 p.m. at Overfelt High School. The Golden State Giants started off the season strong, but leveled off a little bit. They're coming off a tough loss. The question is, how are they going to rebound? Can they get back to playing the type of football that they were at the beginning of the season? The Central Valley Jaguars are in a similar situation as the Giants. Started out strong, leveled off a bit, and are definitely trying to get back on track to make a push for the playoffs. The Golden State Giants take on the Central Valley Jaguars this Saturday at Walker Park in Galt. Kickoffs at 5:30. Both of these teams have come on strong as of late, and both are sitting at a 4-2 record. Special teams and defense have carried them so far. Can they get their offense going this week? The Barnstormers have come on strong thanks to solid performances by their offensive line and their backfield. Can they keep that momentum going and play mistake-free football to carry themselves to another win? The California Rhinos take on the Central Coast Barnstormers this Saturday at Gilroy High School. Kickoffs at 3 o'clock. Sponsored by El Camino Produce of Gilroy. Well, that's it for this week's episode. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to share the show links on Facebook. The more people we can reach in our community, the more people we'll get coming to our games. Also, check out thepcfl.com for more info. I'm your host, Angry Mike, and I'll see you next week.